The second king that we're going to look at is one that's very famous. He's known as Richard I. He also has the nickname Richard the Lionheart. Now, that doesn't mean he actually had the heart of a lion, but lions are seen to be very brave, so people gave him that nickname to show how strong and brave he was. And here is a statue of him. I've seen this statue for real. It's in London, outside the Houses of Parliament, right in the centre of London, where all the important politicians meet today. He's got a massive statue, and he's on a horse with a sword in his hand in the air, riding out to battle. And that's how we remember Richard I. He went to fight for England during the period and the battles known as the Crusades, the wars known as the Crusades. Now, this war was an attempt by a group of kings led by someone known as the Pope. That's the leader of a big Christian church, the Catholic Church. You might have heard of them. It's one of the big groups of Christians who he leads, the Pope. And Richard followed him and worked with him to try and win back the holy city of Jerusalem, which is now in the country of Israel, from a group of people known as the Muslims. Now you might think, oh, wait a minute, Sir's made a mistake there. This should read Muslims. He should have had a U there. And possibly, he doesn't know how to spell. Well, no, this is how it was spelt at the time. This is what the group called themselves. And they were Muslim. Now, Richard decided to fight against these people to win back the city. He spent a lot of time trying to win it back. Now, he didn't manage to win it back, but he's often remembered as a very brave, very strong warrior king. However, some people think, actually, he wasn't a very good king. And interestingly enough, he hardly ever, for the King of England, this is England here, ever actually came to England. He used lots of money that the English had, took it off them, used it to fund his war, and went off to fight. Well, some people think, actually, a king should do more than just go off to fight for his country. A king shouldn't just take all the money from his country, tell the people they have to pay something called taxes, where they have to give the money over to the king, and then goes off to fight. A king should be there looking after his people, and Richard didn't really do that. So, there's two views of Richard. One, that he's a very brave, strong warrior king who goes off to fight for his religion and his country. And another that says, actually, he hardly ever spent any time in the country, and he took all the money from the country and used it to fight his war. So those are the two views of the king, Richard I.